Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am coming to you once again from Southeast Washington. This is Lowe's Logic, the way I see the world, and the way I believe the world sees me. So today I'm going to try to invite onto the offering the CEO of Building Bridges Foundation, a local nonprofit in the area, and I'm going to try to get some insight into an event that they're going to be sponsoring in July. Um, at this point, what I'd like to do is to get you to hear about the event straight from the sponsors. So if you can bear with me, I'm going to try to bring the CEO of Building Bridges onto, let's see if I can't get the CEO on the telephone for us.
Hello?
Hi, I'd like to speak to Ms. Woodland.
This is Marcus.
Hi, Ms. Woodland. This is Lowe's Logic, podcaster. I had spoken about an event that you're sponsoring. I understand you're the CEO of Building Bridges Foundation.
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, could you tell me a little bit about what is Building Bridges Foundation?
Well, Building Bridges is a consumer and soon to be provided grant organization. And by consumer, I mean I've gone through the very systems that Building Bridges work with on a daily basis, providing victim services and also empowerment opportunities for employment, safe housing, um, just anything that a victim or a survivor, anything that a survivor would need, Building Bridges touches them or collaborate with the organizations that provide.
So when you say victims, are you talking about people who are victims of what?
Domestic and sexual and community violence.
So your organization provides resources to people who are victims, or well, I would assume that you serve men and women, victims of domestic and community violence. That's really well needed. I also heard that you guys are sponsoring a summit. Could you talk a little bit about your summit?
Absolutely, and thank you for this opportunity. The summit is called All Girls Matter, and we mean just that. And so All Girls Matter is taking place on July 9th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Fort Washington,
Summit is what again?
July 9th.
Okay, July 9th, and it's in Fort Washington. What's that address again?
The address is actually located on my Facebook page. I really don't know it right offhand.
Okay, so Building Bridges has a Facebook page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what I'm live on Facebook now, but I also intend on posting this content on my podcast. So if you could, once this is posted, share the address in the comments of the video on Facebook. The Facebook page is Low Logic, and I'll ensure that I put that out there. But I'm very interested in this sort of content. So you yourself are someone who's experienced using systems of care, and now you have a foundation that offers support for people who use systems. That's really great. So tell me more about the summit. What are the expectations, the goals of the summit?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We're hoping to increase resilience, increase self-esteem, raise awareness about the dangers of being in toxic and abusive relationships, We want to erase the stigma of mental illness. We want to promote education and entrepreneurship. It's going to be a day of celebration, evaluation, exploration, empowerment, just sisterhood. But more importantly, we want to close generational gaps. You know, all too often it's the young girls against the older women. And quite frankly, we need the young girls just as much as they need us. And so it's just going to be an exciting day of sometimes laughter, sometimes tears, but we're going to do it together.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. So you guys are going to have offerings to empower women who attend, and you also want to, you spoke about breaking some generational sort of curses, and you talked about breaking boundaries between young women and older women. Can you sort of elaborate what do you see as the benefit from breaking down these barriers between older women and younger women?
Well, one, there's value on both sides. And all too often, ageism and power and privilege, you know, with adults versus children or underage youth, in many instances, we don't have a clue what our children are being exposed to on a daily basis. So unless we improve the quality of those relationships, we're going to continue to find out when it's too late that your daughter was in a domestic violence relationship or that she was raped. You know, we have to make it easier for our young people to talk to us. We don't know everything. We don't know everything.
Wow, you know, this is really, just hearing you speak that, it's powerful, because you know, as a parent myself, and I have grandchildren, I know that, you know, we don't always see eye to eye, and what I also know is that they don't believe that I know anything, and I don't believe that they know anything. But at the same time, to your point, as long as those barriers to communication exist, we can expect to continue to see some of the generational problems that we face. So the summit is coming up in July. Is there and on your website, I would guess that attendees could figure out how to get their tickets. And you mentioned Eventbrite. So is there a cost for this summit?
Yes, sir. The cost of admission is now $75. We had an early bird price of $65.
Sort of get back to, so for $75, people can expect what?
For $75, I was a little taken back by that question, because I continue to be questioned about, you know, what will I get for my $75? And so here's what I say to that. The information and the experience is priceless. That's one. But for the $75, you will have a seat, you will receive a gift bag, you will be able to experience some very, very powerful and knowledgeable individuals. They're talking about parenting. They're talking about health and wellness. They're talking about domestic violence. They'll be talking about womanizing and the male trap. And we have a surprise guest. And so, aside from being able to benefit from the information, you're going to be able to network. You're going to be able to leave some of the things that you've been carrying around on the table. So networking, great food. The menu is, I mean, it's wonderful. Gift bags, music, education, empowerment. I mean, I don't understand, because I keep being questioned about the price.
Well, let me be clear. I was just asking because, nowadays people always want to know what they can expect. And for me, with the work that I do and what I'm attempting to do with, interviewing people like yourself, is to educate the community on beneficial sort of time committed resources that people don't always know exist. And I didn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that there wasn't value in the $75, because I heard you say young people are going to be there. Is there any type of sponsorship of these young people? Could someone sponsor a young girl to go to this, or do you have that already set up? I'm just curious, because young people don't always see like $75 for a young cat is just like an enormous amount of money.
Right. So we have sponsorships listed on the Eventbrite link. That link is also on the Building Bridges Facebook page.
Okay.
But I will put it in the chat of your Facebook Live.
Okay. And if I wanted to sponsor someone, could I do that? Like if I wanted to donate a ticket to someone, is there a way that I can do that based on the web page that you have?
Yes, you
okay.
can. Purchase your ticket.
You just made me, because I asked the question, made me feel like maybe I ought to, find $75 to donate for a young person to attend, because it sounds like it's going to be very beneficial. And if nothing more, I know for a fact from family reunions and gatherings that sometimes when women are in a room together, there's magic. And when there's thoughtful, sort of goal-orientated discussions that aren't about clothes, rappers, guys, whatever young women are talking about, and they can see the older women sort of facilitating and assisting. And I think I heard you say that it's not going to just be older women talking to young women. It's going to be older women listening to young women and sharing and exchange information. Invaluable. Just invaluable. Wow.
I wanted to piggyback on something that you said. You said something about not insinuating that, the information or the event wasn't valuable when you asked about what the $75 included. I find it disconcerting that we as parents will invest hundreds of dollars in hair for our daughters. We'll buy them tennis shoes that cost $200 and $300. Lashes for $50 and $60. But we have a problem investing $75 in an event that could change the trajectory of your daughter's life. There's a young lady who will not get home. Someone put a bullet in her head yesterday. She's 10 years old. It's time out for knowing what to do if your child is a victim. How about we start investing in preventing them from going down the path in the first place?
Now I know I gotta buy a ticket for somebody, because you're making me think. And I think a lot, but the whole idea of what you just laid out as you were speaking about how, people would invest in hundreds of dollars for tennis shoes and nails, because I have a granddaughter, and it's just amazing how much money they spend to look a particular way. And how when I thought about her paying $75 to hear some wisdom, she may not be so willing to do that. So I thought about maybe I'll try to sponsor for her to be there. But my key to even mentioning that is, it takes a very mature mindset to understand the value of something like what you're offering. And everyone's not there. But I do love the idea that people who get it may be able to sponsor people who don't. And I think until we really do more of that as a community, we're going to be stuck in the same sort of mindset. I really commend your work, Ms. Woodland. I wish I had more time to talk to you. I look forward to, as the programming that I'm attempting to put out grows, that I'll have more people like you, and I'd love for you to come back. And I'd like to maybe do a follow-up after the summit, just to get your thoughts on how you thought it went. I wish I could be a fly on the wall, but I'll leave that alone because I think it's going to be powerful. I want to thank you so much. Give it one more plug and shout out for the date, if you could.
All Girls Matter Symposium, July 9th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Fort Washington, Maryland. Details are on the Building Bridges Foundation's Facebook page and eventbrite.com. Thank you so much, sir, for having me.
Hey, listen, thank you for being here and great luck with your summit. And I will be sponsoring at least one person. And if I can find more money, I will. Thank you so much for being here. Folks, thank you for your time. As always, we here at Low Logic would like to just say keep your heart, your spirit, and minds right. Be safe out there. The world is an ever-changing place, and I thank you for taking the time to watch, listen, and hopefully learn. Peace.